Holy fuck, people, we have a championship on our hands. The Mexico GP is over and we officially have a 1-point gap between our papaya boys. It's still a three-way fight. Max is closing in, but from here on out, every race matters. Let's jump straight into what happened this weekend because there is a lot to unpack. We're gonna start with qualifying, which of course, like death and taxes, involved 2 Alpines out in Q1. No, but in all seriousness, it just seemed like Lando was so much quicker than Oscar all weekend. And I've seen a lot of people trying to figure out if McLaren has done something with Oscar's car. Most people are just saying that these tracks are a little bit more suited to Lando. Whatever the reason, Lando's quali lap was almost 7/10 quicker than Oscar's. And just behind Lando were the 2 Ferraris. I hate to say that I'm the one that jinxed it, but I definitely was. So Ferrari fans, I don't want to jinx anything, but all I'm saying is there's a chance. And if the F1 gods are listening, please let Lewis Hamilton step on the podium in red tomorrow. The 2 other championship contenders qualified P5 and P7, so this was looking like a very good weekend for Lando. However, there is a very long straight into turn 1 at the Mexico GP. So let's fast forward to Sunday and turn 1 delivered. Lando actually had an incredible start. We had Max try and send the most insane dive bomb in the grass. Charles went off for a second, Kimi went off for a second, and championship leader Oscar Piastri fell behind. There was a lot of chaos, but I can tell you one thing for sure, it was lawnmower city everywhere. There were a whole lot of cars mowing the grass out there. But we have to advance to lap 6, where we get our first little piece of controversy. Lewis and Max had a vintage good old face-off. And I mean, to me, it felt like Lewis had to take avoiding action not to crash with Max. Now, I can be persuaded that a 5-second time penalty was deserved for this action because he didn't give the place back. But he was given a 10-second time penalty for avoiding a crash with Max. What are we doing, FIA? And this pretty much, of course, destroyed my dreams of a Lewis Hamilton podium. Anyways, shortly after that, Oliver Behrman just sent it up the inside of Maximilian himself and somehow successfully overtook him. Now, Behrman just didn't fall back like we were all expecting him to do. He genuinely had pace and he was just cruising in 3rd place after Lewis had to serve his 10-second time penalty in the pits. But now we go to my favorite part of this race, which is the George Russell radio segment, where we were delivered some absolute gems as Oscar was closing into the Mercedes boys and they weren't catching the Haas. We got this beautiful chain of radio messages.
I know. Yeah, these kids are joke. Reminds me of my first ever go-kart race. Marcus, I've got a car in my okay? The car much quicker than ours. I'm trying to hold position. I've got a McLaren at my you want me to let it past? No, thank you. Just checking.
It's just amazing, isn't it? Now, after some strategy calls, some people going for a 2-stop, Max ended up in 3rd place, hunting down Charles for 2nd, and Oscar ended up in 5th place, hunting down Ollie for 4th. And lap after lap, Max was closing in on Charles, and it looked like we were going to get the cinematic finish of a lifetime until the FIA called a VSC on the 2nd to last lap. Then proceeded to wait for all of the overtaking zones to be over on the last lap before they revoked the VSC. So thank you so much for that, FIA. Especially when you didn't call one when there were fucking marshals on track that Liam Lawson literally almost took out. You may be wondering what caused this last lap VSC. This. Stop the car. He wasn't even on the track anymore. Anyways, this race ended with Lando winning by 30 seconds, Charles finishing P2, and Max finishing P3. With an absolute brilliant drive from Ollie putting himself in P4. Oh, and last thing, why are we booing Lando? I'm not even a Lando fan, but when everyone started booing him during the interview, that shit pissed me off. Let's not do that, people. Okay, let's take a look at what the F1 community is saying about this race. I am literally so happy that somebody caught this. I saw it and immediately started dying. I mean, this sign needs to be framed somewhere. Put it in the Louvre. They need more pieces, right? I think they're missing a couple. Oliver Behrman dragged a tractor to P4. Now, I think the Haas upgrades have made this car significantly better than what it was, but nowhere near P4 type of better. For the first time in his life, Lando actually got the start he needed, and it was just absolute carnage behind him. This race just could have gone so differently if Lando was dragged back into all of that scrapping, but no, he got away clean and won by 30 seconds. Yeah, turn one absolutely delivered. When people ask me why F1 is the best sport, this image describes it perfectly. I live for this stuff. The George Russell swap positions dilemma had me legitimately cackling out loud. Just when you think a race is getting a little stale, George will go and give you a heater of a radio. Bro, I mean, I can't even claim that I'm really like a super Lewis fan, but I was so pissed for him. Just about everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. This weekend went from podium possibilities to barely scraping it into the points. All right, so I asked some of you guys for your controversial opinions of the race, so I'm sure this is going to be amazing. I am so excited. Why was Lando booed? He didn't deserve that. He has done nothing. Yeah, this really made me upset because I'm not even a Lando or really a McLaren fan, but this just felt so unnecessary. The guy had an amazing weekend. Didn't step 1 foot wrong in any session. He didn't get in the way of any of your favorite drivers. There were no papaya rules, and yet we're booing him, our championship leader. You don't have to love Lando, but this guy is part of the reason why the end of this year is becoming so exciting. I am now dying to see these last 4 races because I need to know how this championship is going to end. I just don't get it why we're booing Lando. Let's do better as a Formula 1 community, people. Come on. Leclerc should have got a penalty for turn 1, lap 1. Okay, I'm glad someone brought this up because Charles Leclerc had an interesting start to this Grand Prix. And I'm not going to say that he deserved a penalty, but I will say I feel like Ferrari maybe should have asked him to swap positions with Lewis. Lewis and Charles go into turn 1 together, and as they're heading into turn 2, Charles bails and just cuts across the grass. He gives the place back to Lando, but I feel like Lewis maybe should have gotten a place back from him as well. What's weird is I feel like he also could have definitely made the turn. There wasn't really anyone near him. He just kind of bailed. So should have Leclerc got a penalty? Possibly. VSC was absolutely not needed. Here's the deal. I think VSCs are perfect when the FIA is unsure what they should do, if they should put out a safety car or what. It's the perfect middle ground to buy them some more time to make a more confident decision. Now, with that being said, I would also like some consistency because there were marshals on track for when Liam was coming out of the pits, and we didn't have any VSC for that. They were literally only a few feet away from being hit by a Formula 1 car. But for the late race VSC, Carlos is well off the track. There are no marshals anywhere near the tarmac. Okay, and I literally just had this thought after filming, but I feel like the FIA was so cautious about the late stage VSC because they were trying to cover up for not calling one when there were marshals on track. Just merely feet away from Liam's car. That thought just came into me. They were trying to make up for their mistake earlier in the race. I'm not going to say that the VSC wasn't needed, but if you're not going to call it for when there's marshals on the track, there absolutely should not have been one called for when Carlos successfully pulls his car completely off the track and away from danger. Okay, thank you everyone who submitted your controversial opinions. Anyways, this is my Mexico GP weekend recap. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you ahead of the Brazil Sao Paulo Grand Prix, where I am sure I will piss off many people with my predictions. So make sure to subscribe and let me know if you like this format, if there was anything you want me to change. We got a championship fight in our hands, people. Peace out, suckers. That was not good. I don't know how to outro this. It's my first video. Goodbye, fellow Formula 1 fans. I don't know. End the video. Oh, I'm done.